Cause I'm just going to pray. The disbeliever's going to hate. Habibi, I'm just going to shake. Shake it off.
Shake It Off wishes to advise that this episode is rated MA 15+. It contains strong sexual references.
I apologize in advance on behalf of Muhammad.
So shake it off. As I mentioned, I am committed to teaching you about how beautiful Islam really is.
Thank you, Muhammad. I'm excited. What are we going to learn about today?
Today we are going to learn about some gratifying advantages of being a man in Islam, specifically in relation to women.
Oh, goody gumdrops, Muhammad. I don't know what that means, but I can't wait.
To start with, Muslim men are allowed to marry up to 4 wives according to Surah 4 verse 3 of the Quran. Except for me, of course. I received a special revelation saying I could have as many wives as I want, and that any woman can offer themselves to me.
I feel that your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires.
Shut up, Aisha. Go back to playing with your dolls.
I mean, she has a point, Muhammad. It seems awfully convenient. The man receiving the revelations gets the most sex partners.
You really do crack me up. Shake it off. You have a lot to learn. Anyway, as I was saying, you can have up to 4 wives. And not only that, you can have sex with them whenever you want, in any way you like, even if they aren't in the mood.
I don't know about that. Muhammad, that doesn't sound quite right.
Shake it off. Don't you dare question me. Besides, it has to be right, because Allah told me so. Some of my companions experienced issues with some feisty captives who didn't want to be bent over, if you know what I mean. That's when Allah revealed Surah 2, verse 223 of the Quran to me, so I would know my wives are tilths for me, so I can go to them when and how I please.
What is a tilth, Muhammad?
A tilth is soil ready to be seeded. So with the revelation of Surah 2, verse 223, I can give all 9 of my wives the old upside-down Macarena on the same night, and in any way I like. You can read all about my sexcapades in Sahih al-Bukhari, 52:15.
Narrated Anas bin Malik, the Prophet used to pass by, have sexual relation with all his wives in one night, and at that time he had 9 wives.
I wish you would take a bath after each round at least. I'm always wife number 9.
Pipe down, Sada. You'll be getting a beating after I've decorated your interior.
Wow, what do you mean by beating? Ha ha ha.
Allah told me in Surah 4 verse 34 that if I fear rebellion from my wives, I can beat them. These modern translators like to put in brackets lightly, but that's not actually in the Arabic. Women need discipline, and without a heavy hand they can get out of line. Just ask my good friend, Daniel Haqiqatjou.
Do you believe women should be subject to laws? If you do believe that women should be subject to laws, then that means you believe women should be subject to all kinds of violence, including being beaten, jailed, even executed. That's what it means to be subject to the law. So there really is no difference between Islam on quote unquote wife beating and human rights. Both Islam and human rights are in 100% agreement that women are accountable if they break the law. And that means Islam and human rights are in 100% agreement that women should be beaten.
Damn right they should be beaten. I actually let one of my followers beat his wife so badly her skin turned green. Ha ha ha.
I have not seen the women suffering as the believing women. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes.
I then condemned the woman for being in the wrong.
Muhammad, you are supposed to be the greatest moral example in history. Don't you think women should be treated a little better than that?
Shake it off. This is all irrelevant. We are getting off track. Let's get back to the advantages of being a man in Islam. So anyway, on top of your 4 wives, you can also have an unlimited number of sex slaves.
Sasa slaves, but I thought you abolished slavery, Muhammad.
Quite the opposite. I buy, own, and trade slaves, those filthy animals. They are like a currency to me. Some are worth less than others. I also take captives after battle for my own special uses, if you know what I mean. Sometimes their husbands are still alive when I give them the old bed boogie.
Bah, but surely that's not consensual. Isn't that rape?
Ha 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 ha, shake it off. You amuse me. Not at all. Some of my companions, once again, had some, let's say, moral quandaries about this. You can read about it in Sahih Muslim 3608.
Chapter 9. It is permissible to have intercourse with a female captive after it is established that she is not pregnant, and if she has a husband, then her marriage is annulled when she is captured. It was narrated from Abu Sa'id al-Khurdi that on the day of Hunayn, the Messenger of Allah sent an army to Autas, where they met the enemy, fought them, and prevailed over them. They captured some female prisoners, and it was as if the companions of the Messenger of Allah felt reluctant to have intercourse with them because of their idolater husbands.
Yes, and that's when Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, revealed Surah 424 of the Quran to me.
Also forbidden are women already married, except those slaves whom your right hands possess.
That's right. Sex slaves are 100% halal. Funny story, I actually once got caught by my wife Hafsa doing the downward dog with one of my favorite sex slaves, Maria. I promised to stop, but good old Allah gave me a special revelation, Surah 66, verse 1, reminding me I shouldn't forbid myself from what He has already allowed. So I went back to giving her some bam bam in the ham. For some reason, a few of my companions were embarrassed by this, so they made up a story about this verse being revealed so I could eat honey, which I'd promised to stop eating. Either way, Allah always gives me what I want. But you should know, the story of the honey is not the correct one. Scholars agree. Here, come watch this video from my good friend Yasir Qadhi.
And again, I reiterated, it's better you hear it from me than from others. And also, this is in the Quran. So you can't really this is a verse in the Quran. It is reported in Tabari, that and many other books of tafsir, that one day Hafsa went away and she was not going to be at home. And so the Prophet called Maria to the house of Hafsa. And it so happened that Hafsa returned earlier than she was supposed to, and she saw Maria leaving her house. She made the Prophet ﷺ promise to never ever see Maria again. And the Prophet ﷺ said, I have made her haram for myself. There is an alternative version. There's two opinions about Surah Al-Tahrim. This opinion of Maria is really the strongest one and the correct one. There is an alternative that some of the Sahaba posited, and this is that it involves some honey that was given to him by Sauda, and Aisha and Hafsa conspired. The fact of the matter, yes, the story is mentioned, but the fact of the matter is that it doesn't fit and follow all of the verses, the secret and the two of you conspiring and whatnot. It doesn't fit as perfectly as the story of Maria. And also, it doesn't seem that big of a deal if the Prophet says, I'm never going to eat honey again. Versus the issue of Maria, it makes perfect sense. He didn't do anything wrong. He's a human being, and he has halal access to Maria. Okay, Hafsa has the right to get irritated. Yes, we understand that. It's her house. She has the right to get irritated. Right? But technically, he didn't do haram. And our Prophet ﷺ did not commit haram. But to me, to portray this picture and to give the real image, wallahi, to me, I can love and respect the Prophet ﷺ even more. Because he's now accessible to me. Rather than to make him into a superhuman or something that as if he's not from this world, as if he's a walking nur of Allah on earth. No, he's a human being. And he has desires, and those desires, he controls them in a halal manner. And there's nothing wrong with satisfying one's desires in a halal manner.
I even got Maria pregnant. Ha ha ha.
Muhammad. I don't mean to question you, but it does kind of sound like these revelations from Allah are just things you are inventing so you can have sex with whoever you want. I mean, I could come up with verses like this myself to justify my actions.
Shake it off. You're really starting to burn my chips. I don't like being questioned or challenged. A pagan named An-Nadr once claimed he could come up with better narrations than me. Once I caught him, I commanded his head be cut off before me.
Ha ha ha, sorry, Muhammad. What I meant to say was, oh wow, Allah really does have your best interests at heart. What a God.
Good. That's what I thought you said. All right, Sheikh. It off. I want you to give me a quick recap on a few of the perks of being a man in Islam we learned about today.
Okay, Muhammad, so I've learnt that as a devout Muslim, I can have up to 4 wives, an unlimited number of sex slaves, that I can take women captive and have sex with them whilst their husbands are still alive, and it not be classed as rape, that I can have sex with any of these women any time I want, in whichever way I like, and that if they step out of line, I should beat them into submission even if they are bruised so badly their skin turns green. Oh, and that you conveniently seem to get whatever you want from Allah.
I didn't quite catch that last part, shake it off, but that was a good summary. It sounds like you are finally starting to see the beauty in Islam.
This is starting to sound like one big sex cult, created for men by men so they can do whatever they please with women. I mean, what beauty, Muhammad. I'm so glad I'm still a Muslim. I'm definitely not thinking about leaving anymore. Considering you'll kill me, or after hearing about these special perks and how well you treat women. I'm excited to find out what you're going to teach me next.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and push the bell for notifications.
And the fakers going to fake. Baby, I'm just going to shake.